Hello all X++ and C# coders. Alright, so today we'll have external SQL database table. Either in Azure, you may have it, or maybe hosted locally in the office. You would like to create data import from this database to D365 custom table. We use C# managed code and place reference into our project AOT to DLL, which reads out of the realm of D365 table into array created with the number of records coinciding with external table length. The array is returned by C# class method and accepted in D365 runnable class. This is important runnable class for us to use here for simplicity. Main method as return parameter of C# assembly class method. In for loop, table is recorded in X++ code to D365 database custom table. Alright, so in C# you create the library. Let me show you how. New project. Okay, now you switch to Visual C# and then you pick class library. That's how you create the project in Visual Studio C# for EODLL to be created like class library. In our D365 virtual machine, I use developer machine, I created a table, sorry I misspelled it a little bit here, with the fields ID and name. ID actually coincides with the first name. In my case, I have only 2 records, and name is full name. It has primary key, which is ID. I did not create relations, but you could, if you like to, like for example, if you use ID like a sales, like a customer account, so you could create a reference relation to customer table, if you like. Let's go to C# project, the code for C# project. So what we got here is we created a class reading test table. In this class we have please note 2-dimensional array. This means that this is array is 2-dimensional. It's undefined size at the moment. Now this is connection to SQL. This is counter, number of rows, and this is the constructor for the reading test table class. In the constructor we connect to SQL, open the connection, create the test adapter, new data set, then we fill adapter with the table and we name it names, and we get the row count of the names, and we create an array of the size. On the first position it's number of rows, and the second position 2. I'll show you the table so you will see why this is true, because we have in this table ID and name, so it's 2-dimensional. 2 second dimension. Okay, come back here. For elegance we created destructor as well. Probably you don't need to do this, but it's nice to close the connection, dispose the connection, and also dispose test adapter and our 2-dimensional array. Garbage collector would probably do this job for you anyway. And here's a really tiny code which actually fills up the after constructor has a data set, a data adapter. So we just fill the fill the array, because array was created in the constructor, as you can see here. Now we just fill the array with the ID and name as 2 dimensions. I mean, probably I should have used for loop here, but it's a little bit wacky here. I used the for each, but anyway. So it works the same way. And the you see our public method fill full names returns 2-dimensional array. Now let's go to X++ code. in X++, it's also very tiny. So what you do, you create runnable class here. I already did, but I'll show you so you don't make a mistake in case waste your time. So you do it like this. You create new item. I also did additional steps here. I'll explain you a little bit down the road. So you create runnable class. Runnable class means that it will have main method, which could be made as startup object, so it will run its main method. It's like this runnable class. Formerly it was known like a job. If you do like a data repair in jobs in 2012, that's you use runnable class for the same purpose in 365. So I already have it. Now what we got to do, let me show you the code for this. Here is the code. This was created automatically as a runnable class, this string. Now here I have a table buffer, strings. This one I don't really need probably, but anyway, so I have it. Okay, so here is our two-dimensional array. So you should use it like this, system string, because it's managed code created in C#, not in X++. Otherwise you would use like string only. So, and then it's counter for cycle. This is array length, and then I basically create the class, instantiate the class in the through the C# class constructor. Remember here, let me show you. This is constructor. This is our constructor here. It does all the job for creating the class, making connection again, and doing all the job to up to filling our array. Let's go back to X++ code. You see that okay, so we create the class like this, and then we take off the table. I'll show you. At this point I have it like this table with two records in it. When we run this code, it will be empty. Okay, now I do call the public method from managed code, fill full names, and this is this. Let me go down. Remember this string? So we're calling this from X++ code like this. This is the instance of our managed code class. And then for length divided by 2, because it would give you this function would give you 4. Pretty straightforward one. So because it has 4 records technically, but only 2 rows in first dimension. So we need the first dimension length. Okay, and now we have for cycle where we fill up the ID, name, and then insert. That's pretty much it. Then we use I-1 because in C# array begins with 0, not with 1 as it begins in X++. Okay, important step here. We have to now add the reference to our C# library. So we do it, add reference. Let me browse, and we get it. Our C# project is here. So you take it from objects, debug, and DLL. This DLL was created by our C# project. Like this, and it will go to AUT when you build the solution. Now we save all. We rebuild the solution. I already tested this one. It's just for the video. I create in this step, though. Otherwise, I would have it. We start debugger. remember we are debugging a runnable class. In this case, this is runnable class. It has main method there, main, as you can see. Okay, now it's launching the application. Take some time. And then runnable class is a startup object. It's gonna stop right here. Okay. Okay, so debugger stops here. Alright, so let's go step by step and take a look at watches. That one I should probably take off. Okay. Alright, so now let's take a look at array length. It's 2, which is correct. It's only 2 records here. Was before the two columns, ID and name. Now remember I mentioned to you that the table will be gone when this runs. Let me show you. When this construction runs, table is gone. Delete from. Nice. Use it as needed. Okay, so now let me show you what's going to happen. So array has a length of 2 in first dimension, so it will do it 2 times. And while it is filling up the table, I'll show you the table. So this is our original table in the external database. I created in like a test database. You see Andrew and Irina, 2 records, and those are transferring into our code here. So let's keep debugging. Counter. So it's 3. So now it's gonna skip. Now, okay, yeah, we are out of here. So now let's take a look at full array length. You see the it has 2 dimensions. So it shows you on the first dimension Andrew. On the second column, each dimension shows Andrew Karasev. Then it's my name. And on the second row, in the first dimension, Irina, etc. Okay, so we are pretty much done. And this is our table buffer, but we already inserted this, so it's the same second row. Okay, so let's click continue. Okay, so we are done with this, and then what I did, I placed the tile on one of the custom workspaces, and I named this C# integration. When I click on this one, it will show you data grid with this table depicted. So you can automatically edit this one if you need to create a new records in it, but basically it's integration from our external database here. This table sits in D365 database, and I'll show you this. This is in D365 database. Now it has 2 records in it. You see ID, name, and then the company. This was automatic. And now the same you have here. It's copy of the whatever we had here in external database. The same 2 records. Take a look again. Okay, so we are moving them through. We are reading them again in the C#, and then we are moving this into X++ by this very tiny runnable class. So this is pretty much it. I think if you are about to program combination of integration of X++ and C#, and also you would transfer tables with several rows in it from C# to X++, you could use this technique. Apparently you don't want the array to be too long, so like if it has up to maybe 100 rows, it would work. Otherwise, it would clog the memory on your machine. Thank you for watching.